So we're welding a silver jump ring close. Silver can be the hardest one to laser weld because it's so reflective, it'll bounce the laser strike off. So depending on how thick your item is that you're welding, which this jump ring is actually pretty thick, there's a couple methods to overcome that. One being you can put Sharpie on the seam that you're going to weld and it will dampen the reflection. The other is, instead of trying to do a straight weld, you can lay your silver laser wire right into the seam and just use it to fill the gap. Now, silver also takes the highest voltage, meaning it takes the most intense beam, so it gets very hot. So you may want to get some tweezers or something to hold the item with so you don't burn yourself. White gold takes the easiest punch. Very low volts and milliseconds will get a very solid weld on white gold. On this machine, it's around 230 volts and 3 milliseconds. For this silver, we're at 300 volts and 10 milliseconds. Instead of using the Sharpie, we're just going straight for the silver laser wire to fill in the seam around this jump ring. Now, this jump ring is thin enough to where a solid surface weld will penetrate deep enough to create a strong hold. If the piece was any thicker, or depending on what two pieces you're joining with the laser, a surface weld usually doesn't cut it. You may have to wedge the two adjoining pieces so that you can use the laser to fill them from the inside out. Because as opposed to soldering with a torch, when the solder flows through the heated metal, this is a pinpoint spot weld. So when two flat pieces adjoin, you can't weld them at the core, you only weld them on the surface.
Oh, there you
go. For this one, like I said, the metal's thin enough where we don't have to worry about that. But had it been any thicker, instead of these two ends being flush with each other, they would have been notched or sanded at an angle and filled in.